State Redbirds tomorrow at 2:30, first game of the semifinals. Sean Lloyd and Mike Rodriguez represent the student body for SIU. The head coach, Barry Hinson, is in the middle. We're going to ask Barry to open up with a statement on this game, and then we'll go to questions for just Sean and Mike for a little while. Barry, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's just a classic example how you win a ball game making your free throws down the stretch. No sarcasm, I guess, but I'll let you guys ask questions. I'm really happy. I'm really happy that these two goobers are on my team, and they played well today. And I'll tell you everything that we talked about going in this game, but I want you to talk to these guys first.
All right, questions for the two student athletes, please. Start right here in the front row.
Okay. You guys kind of struggled to get off to any offense, but your defense really kept you in the game. Can you talk about the importance of defense coming into this?
Sean, first please, then Mike.
That was our main goal to go into the game. 39.9 is what we want the whole teams to, and we did that today.
I mean, at the end of the day, if you hold a team to 27%, you have a really good chance of winning. So.
As a team, you guys held Milton Doyle to 1 of 9 shooting. What was the preparation to shut him down going into this game, and how do you guys feel like you actually achieved that game plan to perfection?
Mike, you're first this time, then Sean.
Sean Lloyd, go ahead.
All the coaches is telling me this lock up, this be physical with him, just try to limit his touches and make it hard for him the whole game.
Right here in the front.
Sean, the loose ball that you dove for right in front of Ingram, just tell me about that play, what you saw, and did you think you could get there before him and keep the possession for you guys?
I just wanted to win, and that's good. You got to make winning plays in order to win.
That's a great answer.
On the corner.
Kind of bouncing off of that, it seemed like both of you guys, just the entire team in general, just had a really high engine, really high octane game out there. Just in this kind of win or go home type of game. Where did you guys find the energy for this one?
Sean, elaborate on that. Then we'll go to Mike.
First, we want to do it for our seniors. We want to get far for them, and this is who we are. We just play with energy, scrappy team. Got to do it. Mike, you can go.
This is a big game. It's either you play hard or you go home. So that speaks for itself right there. So that's it.
Yeah. Paul, right in the middle.
Sean, after you got that loose ball and you saw your coach running toward you, were you concerned you're going to have to catch him? Did you worry about knocking him to the ground? What was kind of going through your mind in that scenario?
He put his chest out, so I put my chest out too, is to give him a chest bump.
Back here in front.
Guys, can you just talk about a tough way to close the game, but you made enough plays at the end? Do you feel like you shook off the rust a little bit, and we're confident you play a little bit better tomorrow?
Mike, lead us off, please.
We was playing defensively the whole game. We played good, but offensively in the first half, I know we struggled. We was a little stagnant, but tomorrow's a new day, so hopefully we got defense and offense.
Sean, talk about knocking the rust off.
Coach just said in the locker room, you're going to have one bad game where you're not going to have offense, so tomorrow we should pick it up.
Sean, it seems like just as the season have grown older, you've continued to improve and become a better scorer. Would you just mind touching on your development as the season has progressed?
It all started in summertime, just getting in the gym late nights, just working, and throughout the season my confidence just kept growing, and that's how everything worked out.
We have two on the end and then one in the front row. Go.
Mike, would you mind speaking about Sean and what he's brought to this team this year as a scorer and a contributor?
I remember last year when Sean was a freshman, he didn't really play like that. His confidence was really down, and I know in the summer when I used to go to the gym at night, I used to bring him with me all the time. And I told him, it's really up to you. It's how much work you put in, and he put in a lot of work, and he's become a defensive player for us, and that's taking his game to the next level. So I'm happy for him.
You guys played 2 close games against Illinois State. What are you going to need to do tomorrow to get over the hump that you didn't do in those 2 games?
Sean, lead us off, then Mike.
Play defense, and we're just going to have to score the ball.
Defensively, I think we played them good both times, but our offense didn't click. So tomorrow, if we want to win, we got to continue the defense, and we have to hit some shots to really win.
You guys had 11 steals today. If you could just address just getting in passing lanes and making it difficult for them to pass in the middle of the basketball court today.
Mike, take that one, please.
Coach been on me all weekend saying like about their guards like being comfortable. So I try to make them as uncomfortable as possible today, and I think I did a pretty good job of that.
Anything else for the student athletes of SIU? Okay, gentlemen, we'll dismiss you and thank you for your efforts.
Good job.
We'll stay here with Coach Hinson a little while longer, as long as it takes.
Hey, that was perfect. Thank you.
First question is right here in the center.
Barry, if you just talk about O'Brien didn't have the greatest game offensively, but he really helped you out defensively and rebounding and found other ways to impact the game.
I think that's what we did today. We didn't have one of our better offensive games, but you can look at our stats. We haven't had one of our better offensive games all year long. So I think you have to give Loyola a lot of credit for how they guarded us. And we came into this game. I used the analogy of 2 years ago when Northern Iowa had swept us and Seth Tuttle had just killed us. And I said, if anybody's going to beat us, it's going to have to be somebody besides Seth Tuttle. And offensively, we're going to have to step up because they're going to do everything they can do to stop Sean O'Brien. And they did. And we're sitting here talking about Sean O'Brien had a difficult day, but he had 4 assists. I think he had 9 rebounds, and he had 2 back-to-back assists for 3-point shots that were just incredible. And we put the ball in his hands. The problem with Sean O'Brien today was his back was locking up. We couldn't get him going because he was having spasms. And I mean, I didn't want to take him out at the end, but we had to. We just had to. And so on both regards of that, we knew they were going to try to take Sean away, and somebody was going to have to step up and make plays. And this tournament, which I've been a part of for 14 years, you have to have great guard play. It always comes down. Your guards have to play well. And today, I thought our guards played okay. I don't think we played great. I'll be the first to tell you Michael can play much better than what he did today, and he knows that. And certainly we did not do what we were supposed to do from the free throw line. But Sean's right. I tell him, I believe this. I've never been to a tournament and seen a team win the championship that they don't have a game in there where they really struggle. And you just have to find a way to get through that. And today, our kids found a way and got through that. And there's no stat on here, but we dove on the floor today. We took charges, and Sean Lloyd's play, there was a guy 3 steps in front of him, and he came up with the ball, and that was the play. And I know I get passionate. I know I get excited. Shoot, I ran out of there like I was coming out of a Pentecostal tent revival. I was fired up. I was fired up for the Lord and fired up for Sean Lloyd. And but I mean, that was a huge, huge play. And when your guys are willing to do that, and if you just sit over there and go, hey, nice dive, that ain't going to work. So they give me all they got. I give them all I got.
2 right here in the front row.
Coach, it seemed like, especially with Sean and Teak inside, I mean, you held them to better defense inside the paint or inside the 3-point line than outside the 3-point line. Can you just speak a bit about your interior defense today?
That's all we talked about going into this game. I mean, guys, what are they, 8th in the country? There's 351 Division I programs. They're the 8th best offensive team in the country. I mean, we were scared to death. I mean, somebody said, well, how do you beat somebody 3 times? How do you beat anybody 1 time? And I mean, they're so good. And Porter, we knew they'd run zone. We practiced. We knew they'd run the 1-3-1. We worked against it. We knew they'd go all 5 guards. you started to see it was just a dead-gum chess match. Give Porter credit. Man, they had us on our heels all day long, back and forth, because they changed things up. But coming in this game, it was nothing. We told them all along, I guaranteed them that if we held them under 39%, we would win the game. And man, we tried to give it away at the end, but my guarantee came out right.
Piggybacking off of that, you guys beat them, what was it, 28-8 points in the paint. Is there anything was that a part of the game plan to come in to really stop them from scoring inside?
Well, it was huge, and how we guarded Milton Doyle. And we think that everything goes through Milt, and we did not do a good job the last time we played these guys. They scored 70 points. And when I came off the floor, I told our guys, I said, we're going to watch film. And on Tuesday, we watched film. And I got after them a little bit. And I just said the great thing, the most encouraging thing about the last game is that we did not give great effort. We did not guard in order to win the ball game. And I said, we haven't played our best defense yet, so you better do it the first round. And I think, they obviously bought in. And we really went after them hard in practice on Tuesday and Wednesday. And I think you saw that probably played out a little bit today.
Stay right here and then next door.
You talk about Sean had some big plays. It seemed like everybody out there had a big play. The freshman Cook had a big steal. Armand made some big plays. Can you talk about just the team effort today, really trying to get this win?
Well, you just took the words out of my mouth. In the locker room, I just went down every one of them and told them specifically what plays they had and how big they were. Leo's play right before the half, big three, fall away three, put you up 23-20, kind of going there with a little spark and ready to go. Armand Fletcher, big, huge three when we're down, if I'm not mistaken, 15-10, and we're just ugly. God, ugly on offense. It's ridiculous. And Armand hits the big three. Jonathan Wiley came in and gave us a spark. Sean's 2 assists. Teek's dunk. I felt it. I felt Teek's dunk over on the bench. I mean, everybody had a big play. But you know what, guys? You're going to go back and you're going to look at the tournament, and you look back, and when you have games like this, everybody has to have something in there that they've done where they pick up slack.
Sean Lloyd made 6 of 11. He hasn't finished as well the last couple of games. Barry, why do you think it was today?
You mean that he did finish today?
No, he hasn't finished in the last couple of games.
He doesn't have. If Sean Lloyd can hold the first team Milt Doyle to 5 points, he doesn't have to finish all those shots. Because that's what I told him today. I said, Sean, I don't care if you score a point. What did he score, 14? Is that right?
Yes, 14.
He had 14 points today, and he held Milt Doyle to 5 points. I thought he had a hell of a game, Todd. I thought he had a hell of a game. 6 for 11 is 54%, right? Isn't that right?
Close.
Oklahoma State math will kick in on you every once in a while.
On the end there, Jim.
Now, Barry, I know you get about 5 minutes to enjoy this, and you start thinking about tomorrow. What adjustments maybe do you need to make from the last time you played ISU? A week ago or something like that?
Well, you were in the press room after the game, and I said both teams didn't shoot the ball very well. But both teams didn't shoot the ball very well because both teams guarded their tails off. So I'm hoping this is a knockdown, drag-out 12-rounder tomorrow. That's what I anticipate. Illinois State's playing on a lot of emotion right now, and Dan's done a phenomenal job. And I was so proud of him yesterday and happy for him yesterday when I saw the emotion at the Coach of the Year Awards. And I really felt good for him. But I think you're going to see one heck of a game tomorrow.
Final question right here.
Barry, what happened to Armand's shoulder, and how is he doing?
Todd, I thought he separated it when he came off there. I don't know. It's not separated. He acted like it was. I'm from Springfield, home of Brad Pitt. He probably we'll have to wait until nominations, but he had a pretty good nomination there for Academy Award next year, I think. I don't think it came out of socket, but they iced him up. He had a lot of butcher wrap on him, but I think he'll be okay. we'll do like Eddie Murphy said. We'll roll him around. We'll get him all right, ready to go.
And with that, thank you very
All
much.
right, guys.
Good
Thanks
luck.
for coming.
Richardson represent the student body. Porter Moser, the head coach, is in the middle. We're going to ask Porter to start off with a statement on this game. Then we'll go to questions for just the two student athletes. Porter, please.
Well, I first want to start out by congratulating Southern. I thought they played terrific defense. That was as good a defense as we've seen all year. They were aggressive. They were scrambling. We had some opportunities. I think we had a bunch of unforced turnovers in the first half that was uncharacteristic of us. I think we were wired pretty high. Coming into the game, I can remember 2 or 3 fast breaks that should have been layups that turned into either a turnover or kind of out of bounds. But you got to credit Southern. I thought they played really, really good defense, and they made some opportune shots down the stretch. O'Brien hit back-to-back inside-out threes, and I thought he really made 2 nice plays there.
Questions for Clayton or Ben? Start right here.
Ben, like Coach just mentioned, you guys had a bunch of unforced turnovers in the first half. How frustrating was that? And you guys are just trying to get a rhythm and get out of that funk that you started the game in.
Well, for me personally, I know I picked up 2 early fouls, and that was kind of frustrating. But as far as the turnovers, just too sped up. It is frustrating, but I remember at halftime, Coach was talking about how we had all these turnovers, but we're right in the game. And usually, if you make a lot of mistakes like that, you could be in a lot worse position. But we were still in the game, and so we had confidence that if we could turn it, that we'd have a good chance.
We have a question in the back and one here in the front row, and then one here. Dawn, take this one first, please.
Oh, sorry. Ben, I think you hit 3 of your first 4. Just how well did you? How long did it take you to get in a rhythm today, shooting wise?
Well, I got found for the first one. I think Milk made a good play, and then the second one was a kind of a broken play that ended up in a kick out. So I got 2 good looks. Everyone was creating, and they made plays for me. And so I got good looks, and once I saw the first 2 go in, and then we ran a play for me, and then it felt good after that. So I got in a rhythm early, and it was good. But we couldn't really get a lot of other offense going. Like we were talking about, the turnovers kind of hindered us a little bit, and that was a problem.
Question all the way in the back.
Yeah, did you guys plan for the offense to kind of go through you two, or was that just kind of like an in-game adjustment you made?
Clayton, you first, and then we'll go to Ben.
No, we didn't plan on the offense going through us. We've done a good job all year moving the ball, spacing the floor, and making the extra pass. And today we just, for whatever reason, it just didn't work like it usually did the whole rest of the season. Me and Ben made a couple shots in the first half, but we don't care who scores. That's the thing that's fun about. That's why we're hard to guard, is that we space the floor and we move the ball, and it could be anybody's night on any given night. So, that just kind of happened.
Just going off what he said, we like he said, we've done a good job of spacing it and kind of having the ball find the open man, and sometimes it ends up like we have a lot of weapons, so it ends up spreading, and the guy who's got the open shot can usually make it and hit it, and so that's why our offense is good and tough. And sometimes me and Clay have some chemistry, and we have lots of good chemistry working when we spread it, and we're moving the ball well, but we didn't do well enough today.
Back to the front row.
For both players, Milt has been your rock all year, and just how tough is it to see him go out of the conference in a tough game like this? And was there anything you guys said to him in the locker room after the game?
Clayton and then Ben, please.
I mean, obviously, Milt changed our program at Loyola, and we'll always thank him for that. I mean, he's a great player. He makes great plays. It was sad to see it end today, but I mean, we'll have a brother for life in Milt, and all we can do is thank him for what he did for us and what he did for Loyola's basketball program. And I think, I mean, we just all gave him a hug and told him we love him after the game, because we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't have been nearly as good without him this year.
Yeah, and I mean, if I had a vote, I would have voted him for Player of the Year in the conference. He does so many things. He's an incredible player, and he makes everyone around him better, not just on offense, on defense as well. And you know, everyone has good games and bad games, but he's done so much, like Clay said, for us and the program, and it hurts just because, you know, I know how special the team is. I know how special Milt is, and I think we deserve to be, you know, playing, going further, and that's what we all wanted. That was our goal. We had big goals this year, and it just hurts to fall short. But after the game, I just told him I love him, and he's a special player, and it was an honor to be his teammate.
Okay, gentlemen, thank you. We're going to dismiss you right now and stay with the head coach for a little while longer. You can go back to the locker room or join your teammates. Thank you for your efforts. Coach Porter Moser is here for a while longer. First question is over here on this side. Thank you.
Porter, same question I just asked them. I mean, was there anything you said to Milt after the game, and how tough was it to watch him struggle like that in his last game in the Valley?
You know, it was very hard. And like these guys echoed, I said to Milt in front of the team, I said, I mean, what he's done the last 4 years to help elevate where we were to now, it's very tough to end it like this. And but he's changed the expectations. He's changed, you know, people's eyes about possibly coming to Loyola as a recruit. He's changed, you know, a lot of things. And there's no one hurt in the locker room more than him. And he did a lot of good things today. He just didn't score the ball. You know, he had 10 rebounds. He did some really good things defensively. He just didn't get going scoring. So I told him, I said, don't even think about thinking that this last game depicts everything you've done for us, or, you know, it's hard because I know as a player you do. I know as a player you don't want to end your last game like that, but he's meant a lot to all of us. We say the same thing. Everybody told him we loved him, and it's tough for him to not, you know, us to have this to fall short.
Question all the way in the back, Porter.
Piggybacking what you've talked about with Milton elevating the program, Ben closed by talking about higher expectations. What's your message? What was your message to the underclassmen going into next season and into the future about building Loyola basketball and trying to build yourself into this conference?
You know, we talked a little bit about the future. I didn't want to take away from Milt's, you know, right there, but I did mention to the younger guys. I said, a lot goes into being able to be ready to play on this stage. It's a big stage, and a lot goes into it in the offseason. Sometimes younger guys, we had 2 freshman guards playing a lot of minutes tonight, and in the offseason, that's when you're preparing to be on this stage. So, we didn't get the scoring out of some key guys. We didn't get it off the bench. I thought that key plays, we cut it to 2. We cut it to 2, and then they came through, and then Bull got the dunk. We had a missed ball screen coverage. They got the dunk, went to 4, and then it went to 7 on an inside out 3, just like that, right when you cut it to 2. And that was kind of then I think we came back, and I got to look at what exactly happened. Then I know they hit another 3 inside out. We had it within striking distance again. I think we missed back-to-back front ends of 1-on-1, and then we were going small, and we picked and popped Dante at the top of the key. And had a real nice look. And in that stretch, we weren't doing a good job of making a lot of plays in the first place with some of the turnovers we had, especially in the beginning. I thought we guys came out. I mean, these guys were so locked in, and I got to give Southern credit because I was really confident in the guys' mindset. They were really focused for this game, and we came out. I think in the first 5 or 6 minutes, the only baskets they had was 2 of our guys. One of them was our freshman. Threw a pass, got intercepted for a layup, and then it happened again. We had 2 interceptions for layups early. We had a fast break ourselves that was like a 3 or 4 on 1, and I think Milt usually finishes most of those. And he threw it to Andre a little early, and Andre tried to throw it back, and it was a turnover. So those are plays that, we haven't turned the ball over much this year. All of a sudden, that's 4 points there. It's 2 points we didn't get, and I think, it kind of snowballed, a little bit for our turnovers after that. And but I back to your question about to the young guys. It was for us we've got a lot of guys back, but we lose a guy that was almost everything for us. So, but what's a really good example is what these cards were up here right before us. They lost Anthony Bean. They lost Anthony Bean, and then Sean O'Brien stepped up to be an all-league player. So someone's going to have to step up. So these 2 guys, we have Andre Jackson, Dante Ingram. We got a couple of those young guys off the bench. We had a sit-out this year. So we've got to, we're losing a marquee player. And it's going to be opportunities this offseason for other guys because we do have a lot of guys back. But we do lose a big guy. But Southern's a great example. Everyone said, well, they're losing Anthony Bean. Sean O'Brien just said, just stepped up big time. He had a great year. He's still having a great year. The way they defend, and if they can make shots like they did down the stretch, Rodriguez is a blur. I thought Rodriguez had a great game. Thought he played really well. He's really hard to stay in front of. And if he turns the corner on a ball screen, it ends in a dunk. And I thought for so much of the game we were containing that, and all of a sudden he turned the corner and it was a dunk, and in a key time. But congratulations to them. I thought they defensively played really well. Offensively did too. They made those plays down the stretch.
Got 2 questions lined up on the left side. Go, please.
Yeah, Porter, when I'm sitting there watching it just seems like such a weird game. Milton doesn't score until the final minute. O'Brien only scores 2 points. Jackson doesn't score at all. On the sideline, are you thinking, what? Is it the full moon? Or, do you feel like that in a game like that?
You know what, Harry? Obviously, it wasn't, we went in there, Milt was focused, Andre was struggling. He was bobbing the ball. He had 4 turnovers in a thing, and so we just really never got an inside presence. So we kind of just went with a small lineup with Dante at the 5, and they were having to adjust. They were pulling Bull out. Bull was really giving Andre some fits, but you don't go in there wanting to shoot that many threes. And we're a very good 3-point shooting team, and I look at the tape to see him, but I thought we had some looks, but it was a weird. It was. I don't know. I think Milt got his 5 points in the last minute, so I don't know if that's happened in a couple of years for us. So you got to credit them. But you know what I loved about Milt? He was doing other things. He still got 10 rebounds. He was still trying to attack, play good defense. He was talking, so he was still doing other things. But when we were struggling to score, when Milt and Andre, and then I think Dante hit one late for Dante for a while. I think halftime, I think I said it on the TV interview at halftime. If you would have told me we would have had 14 turnovers and Andre, Milt, and Dante were scoreless at halftime. If you told me those 3 were scoreless at halftime and we had 14 turnovers, I would have told you we would have been down 16-20. And we were down 3. I thought they did a good job of make your own breaks. I thought they capitalized on 3 breaks too. There was one in the first half when they were struggling to score, and O'Brien was laying on the floor right in front of me, and he caught, the ball fell into his hand, and he had the presence of mind to kind of lift his shoulder blades up so they wouldn't go over the bounds. He was not out of bounds. I was standing right there, and threw it out, and they made a three. Then they had another presence of mind where it was kind of it looked like it was about to be backcourt, and they made a play to save it, kicked it, hit another three. And then they had an opportune one in the second half off an offensive rebound. And they kicked it out, and they hit a three. They had three opportunities, and you make your breaks. O'Brien made his break. It came in there, and he had the presence of mind to get it out. The ball was almost to go out a half. It was under 10 on the shot clock, I think, and it was about to go over. And they made a play. And so you got to give them credit. They made some breaks that way. So with that said, we're going into halftime we're down 3, 14 turnovers, and there's those 3 guys. We felt that, like those two said, we were really at halftime talking about, men, we just got to stay the course what we were talking about before the game, and I just couldn't get it going.
Final question in the back. Go, please.
Thank you, Coach. Obviously today is a little sore spot right now, but you've been talking all season about how you want to change the culture, and you've been trying, ever since you started here, that you want to change the culture. And obviously losing Milton, hurts maybe your X's and O's of certain games, but what he's done for changing the program has been incredible. Can you tell us, where do you see the program right now compared to when he stepped in terms of that culture that you've been trying to build since he stepped in?
Yeah, Dylan, it was, I remember when we inherited it, there was, I think, two winning seasons in 30 years. That's a long span, not too much in a championship, but to have winning seasons. A winning season wasn't our goal this year. We wanted to go farther. We had a winning season. We're 18-14. It's not where we want to be. But Milton has, I thought he had a great year. I mean, a great year. Coming off a not a good year. That's a lot. That's something. Where I see it is, I see it that it's not, I see it when I talk to recruits in the Chicago area, that it isn't just a blow-off. People are answering the phone. It's not when you come in the gym, if you're going recruiting, people are listening. People know who Milton Doyle are. People know that. So I believe that it's created an effect where people look at Loyola now in the city. Think about it, 10 years without a Chicago kid before Milton. It's a long time to be Loyola of Chicago and no Chicago kids with all the talent there. And so he's had a huge impact. Where I see the program going is I see it going up. I see it going up. I mean, we got a lot of guys, pieces back. You're not going to replace Milt with one guy, and that's the message I'm going to tell all of them. You're not going to replace him with one guy. We have a guard sitting out in Marcus Towns, who we're very high on, transferred from Fairleigh Dickinson, who played in the NCAA tournament. We've signed 2 big kids, and obviously our size is an issue with us. We've got 2 really good young big kids. The recruiting, my staff, and everything is going, really well. But I see the program is, you try to combine, when I got here, character with talent. I got an unbelievable, I love this team. I'm disappointed we lost, but I know. But our talent level, we did the same thing when we got here, tried to do it, but now same character, and the talent is better. And we got to keep going up without breaking that model.
Okay, Porter,
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much, and best of luck.